Cthulhu and all the other jazz that comes with it, all them eldritch horrors and shit like that. It's gonna be fucking amazing, amazing, amazing. Looking forward to this for sure. Most definitely, without a doubt. Give me a second. Let me get this link going out. One more place. Let's see what our settings are. It's difficulty. Watch have standard health, standard resistance. Watch have more health, low resistance. I'm just doing normal and newcomer. Default, yes, fuck it. Or not. Case. Ow! One second, staircase goes on. Evidence, dialogue, use item, take photos, search archives, search location. Evidence. Landmarks, flash drive, points, investigations, scenes. Oh, key evidence collected, all evidence collected, okay, nice. The mind's eye. Okay. Mind palace, evidence, deductions, archives. Combat for your couch, hostiles less likely to detect you. There's behind your sanity as your silence of unit. Plus press. Diving. Oh. Interesting. Aim, items, run. Melee, case, climb, reload, crouch, interact, camera, flashlight, mind's eye tutorial. Hold up, circle evidence, select evidence. Alright, let's fucking do this. Dear Mr. Charles Reed, as you requested, I've researched the outbursts of hysteria and visions in the city of Oakmont, Massachusetts. It turns out your assumptions are correct. Such cases are indeed more frequent here. Men and women from across the country are drawn to Oakmont, haunted by visions similar to yours. The city drowning in presence. Something great yet unknown. As luck has it, I believe we have stumbled on the source of your ailment, the person who might help you with. Prepare yourself and then come to Oakmont as soon as you can. I will meet you here to help you on your way. Cordially, Johannes Vanderberg. Johann. Oh, push any button. Oops. I hate screens like that. Cthulhu. Yeah, that's not Cthulhu. That was just an eldritch horror. Where the fuck is Cthulhu? Whee! I just sped that one.
I never have to use it, but something tells me I will.
Mine.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
That. I can agree with that one. Really?
Now get out! Now get out! Now get out!
Fuck you too, buddy.
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Ah, much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
Reaching Oakmont was no easy task. Most maps I found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
Tell me about this flood.
It began 6 months ago. Storms raged for several weeks, and the water has risen ever higher without receding. Now the city is cut off from the mainland. I must say I rather like it, despite the inconvenience. Atmosphere, you know?
Hang on 1 second. There we go.
That's an eye-catching suit.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. A mere flood is no excuse for one to abandon one's style.
I take it you're a big fan of yellow.
Well, I have a particular weakness for it. Call it a personal quirk.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
Can you tell me a little about Mr. Throgmorton?
A remarkable creature, scion of a robust bloodline, a philanthropist, a scholar, and the patron of the famous Oakmont University. A man of great ambitions and even greater ego. Do not make him wait.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsian, gathering seeds of thought like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot, or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
Other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper. Places you'll need to get to the truth. This city is insular. Its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand, so you better know where to turn in search of a lead.
Well, that's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
Alrighty, baby. Boat. City port. So, library, City Hall, Reed Heights, Oak Grove, The Shells, Coverside, Harbor, Grimhaven Bay. That sounds awesome. I'm gonna go to Grimhaven Bay. Shoulder enemies longer, sharpened tooth, chops penetrate deeper enemies. Double D. proficiency. That's battle rifle damage increased by 20%. On your again, chance 10% chance for that. Submachine gun accuracy is increased and even more increased. Alright. What is this? 7 more pistol rounds. What? Give an extra loaded, gaining a chance to do double damage. Interesting. Alright. And one more grenade firebomb. 10 more SMG. 6 more revolver, 4 more shotgun. 5 points. Reuniting units to have damage. Nice. My attacks do more. My speed is increased. Alright. Explosives. Traps. There's 2% chance. So that's a 25% chance. Those. Remain sane for longer. Remain sane far longer than any normal. Gain 50% chance to double quest reward items. Ooh! Double the quest reward items and alright. There we go.
We'll meet again, Mr. Reed.
Ew.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania?
You like it here, newcomer? Well, get used to it.
Can't
No
catch a
one leaves
mackerel since those
Oakmont
Innsmouthers
nowadays.
took over the fishing business.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania? Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it? Something with this...
That must be him.
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is fine.
You look like a monkey.
excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
Please forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins. My father united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all our offspring with these exquisite features.
You look like a fucking monkey,
I've heard
bro.
you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers. Mark my words.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damn city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells. They are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
I see. Thank you. I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. This fisherman supposedly brought him to their house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
Alright, you fuck. Monkey-looking ass
Where's
motherfucker.
the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
Oh, wrong way. Alright. So it seems like this is one of those investigative games, which is nice. I like games like this.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania? Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
Alrighty. He's here. Cthulhu! Yeah.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
Or take a picture. Cycle, mind's eye, camera. No, that's actual camera. Fuck. Inventory. Where the fuck's my camera at? The fuck am I? I'm swinging a shovel. Alright. Aha, there we go. All evidence collected. There we go. That's what I wanted. What the fuck is that a brick? I'm about to throw a brick. Yep, okay. Reload. Green and green. Let's fucking do this.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see them.
I've said everything I know.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head. What? Who are you?
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye.
Oh.
I want to know what happened.
I don't remember much. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds.
Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so...
Who is this K?
Outsiders, show some respect. K is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. K be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton, and I have no idea where Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to.
Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together,
I'll leave you to it.
Please, Detective, sir, tell me the truth.
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest...
I'm afraid...
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. Choo-choo. Ahem. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. Five cards short of a full house. I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here. Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much. So, that's what an Innsmouther looks like.
Glenna, Nehri, Glenna, Gebheil, Nukulina, Haftin. Glenna, Nehri,
what the fuck?
Glenna, Gebheil, Nukulina, Haftin.
Oh, it's draining my sanity.
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
What's happening?
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Yeah, run! Yeah, run! Take this, ape face.
What's happening?
Oh, you gotta do it in order. Two.
What?
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
Like pallets. Follow the omens.
So the fishermen pursued Albert, even let off a few shots. Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong. There's something in the pocket. The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far. Won't budge.
The fuck?
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
Why is it green and yellow? Did I not get everything? Got that blood. Got the letter. Oh, up top.
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed. The book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for. It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this.
Missing something in here. That's why it's yellow like that. That's what that means.
Choo choo. Ahem. Never seen knives like this before. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much. Five cards short of a full house. I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here.
Head. I still hear the voices.
Mr. Throgmorton, I found this in the lifeboat. Looks like it's your son's will.
Give it to me. Oh, my boy, what did you get yourself into? If only I hadn't sent you on that cursed expedition.
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something,
What? I don't have all day.
some unusual creatures, and they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible. And when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
My condolences, Mr. Thornmore.
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our blood. Tell me you know who did it.
I don't know exactly.
What kind of
A thorough one.
Fine. No one leaves the port until then.
Buddy, don't question my investigative skills, you fuck.
Join in, newcomer. Praise the sea with us.
Alrighty then. Yeah, that's interesting. Big octopus thingy. Where's the bar? Okay, where the fuck's the bar, asshole? Apparently I've just found it. No idea.
You look familiar, but old Billy hasn't seen you around.
nothing wrong with being thorough. Oh shit. Oh, thank God.
Don't do that again.
Stay alert! Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Welcome to Under the...
I've seen some...
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea. Others...
And?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to remember, better to be a coward and live than brave.
I'm looking for a man by the...
Yeah, even if I know...
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over, and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Rock. That would explain the blood.
So, smart man. Bye.
I hit X
drink?
too many times too fast. Son of a bitch.
Stop it!
Ugh, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn pork.
Come close.
You're some kind...
Yes, my dear. Yes.
Really?
Not so fast, newcomer.
Alright, how much?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. And I'll make it easier for you.
Let's hear what...
Good. The sea will be generous in the coming days.
I don't think I fall.
I see old and new. A hard heart against an iron will. Whoever wins. And tall pillars, circled by the dead. A ring.
Thank you.
You are...
What the? Get the... Oh. Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to act.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it.
Start at the beginning.
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right.
How y'all doing, yo?
Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances.
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. One might start to wonder if it was...
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. Always conspiring behind our backs. Always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
You mentioned a grand family.
So you're a newcomer?
Yeah, a newcomer with a...
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your...
It turns out I arrived here unprepared for business.
I knew you'd understand.
Go with that one.
You want a drink?
I tracked the murderer down, but he was attacked by those things prowling the back. There was that Innsmouther fisherman, Lewis. He was covered in your son's blood.
Are you certain the body is his?
Beyond any doubt. All that's left of him is a heap of flesh and this scrap of cloth.
Alas, This was my revenge to exact, not some wild beast. Still, justice has been served. This isn't closure.
Mr. Throgmorton,
Yes, you've earned it. Kay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat. So that I digress. Remind me.
I think I'm going mad, Mr. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. I funded an expedition to explore recent
geological expedition.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below.
Do these cases of hysteria involve...
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture. A sleeping giant. Drowned streets.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more...
You weren't here, Mr. Reed.
Has your expedition found any?
I do not know. Albert was part of it.
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered...
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news.
It does.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on.
If I'm going to look into that...
I'll give you the address of the expedition.
That's all you...
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not...
I'm sorry, Mr. Throgmorton. I just meant the more...
I am a busy man. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in...
What about my
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, I'll also include a fair advance. The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont...
Alright, another knowledge point. Fuck yeah. Let's just keep leveling that up. Alright. Where's the... Asher Road and Hubert Avenue. Northern Cover Sword. Asher Road. There's Asher. And Hubert. How do I get to the boat? The Eldritch Horror. This game is awesome. Earth Armor funding an expedition to discover the origin of mass hysteria. The expedition was to explore the seabed. Contact the expedition was lost. I was the only survivor, and he was murdered. I was hired to find any other members, dead or alive. Throckmorton will be waiting for my report in his manor. Alrighty. Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna end up heading to bed soon. I am absolutely fucking exhausted. Don't press any button. I keep forgetting about that. I don't know exactly what I said. I remember your screams, metal creaky water flowing by. I had a question. I found myself finally sick. Peaceful, always 500 to the shore. Still haunts me. I can't scroll anything. Alright.
No matter how much of this I chug down, the visions always return.
Opium, I bet you feel really good after chugging that shit, huh? God damn. Find out what happened to the rock graves and rest in peace case. Find the missing ship logs in the bottom of the sea. Please execute crazy photos in the extract keys. Oh, that was awesome. I'm trying all the books in the book collecting this idea to collect all the mystic tell. What the fuck? Unlocked my DLC. Help a real estate agent in the house keys. Story. You were serene in the center of river. Got the murder in the floors and just come in my room. Just opposite of mine. Alright.
Never again, they say.
Charles, what? It's a dream within a dream.
Crew of the Cyclops. Semper Fortis, brothers.
Nice bathroom. Looks like shit. Please take more care of yourself in the future. Church visits after he practiced selfish. At night, he returned to the bottom of the church. He could not see it. The book is in his vertical solution carving. Priest found him hanged on the bell. The book was still waiting for someone to come and raid his house, the Central Salvation Harbor. Old Church Road, between Seven Oaks and Wenhelm. Salvation Harbor, Old Church Road, Seven Oaks, and Windtown. Salvation Harbor, Old Church Road. Wait. Salvation Harbor. Where is Salvation Harbor? Old Church Road. Between Seven Oaks and Blim. It's gonna be right there. Alright. The legends from your service does much the same. Huge apple trees so much. Divine confession of servitude granted the book of which power guards itself from all eyes when the sword of confession and lifting Eastern read so look at the books to be hidden there. More evidence. Let's see. Eastern Reed Heights. Eastern. Go to the intersection of Communion Road and Museum Avenue. Communion Road, Museum Avenue. North of the intersection. Lived in. Okay, that's where she lived. Okay. Fishman took a place near Blackwood Manor. Eastern Gramhaven Bay, Eastern River Road to Blackwood Manor. I have no idea where the fuck Blackwood Manor is. He was happy to talk about a book on the left. Versus City. Okay. Alright. Northern Advent. Forefather Street. Between Hilo. Alright. Cover sign. Crossing of Landing Avenue in Kingsport. Landing in Kingsport. Alright. See Jerrington's in your room. And the floor is no shape. Scratches.
The door won't budge. The door won't budge.
Let's go upstairs. House is also just a bunch of summoners decorations. Two coincidences. How y'all doing? Alright, get out of the inn.
Finally, you're awake. Gotta tell you though, mister. You wanna stay on here? You stop making all that noise.
Sorry, but who are you again?
You bang your head or something? I'm Victor.
Noise? What noise are you talking about?
I expect my guests to be respectable. Moans, chanting, all that kind of thing. It stops, all right?
Got any proof it was me? It could have been one of my neighbors.
That's exactly what a newcomer would say. Don't think your yellow-clad patron means you get away with everything.
You're not exactly friendly with your guests.
All these newcomers after the flood, they're stark raving mad.
What do you mean?
You can't imagine the crazy notes and books I find after they move out. Only thing they're good for.
Can I have a look?
I knew it. I tell you, no one sane would be interested. And you...
Charles looked through the realized a moment of false precious diary of a man describing his life and the several visions from the places where they happened. Trying to avoid them. Oh wow, okay. I'm just gonna, you know, rob you real quick. Bitch. Don't mind me. Ooh, what's that? Alright.
I'm watching you, newcomer.
Alright, go fuck yourself. Wait, what the fuck? Where did all my shit go? There they are. Okay, there are all my markers. Good. Good, good, good. Well, guys, I'm actually fucking exhausted. I worked 11 hours last night. Fucking tired as shit. So, I'm gonna save the game. Get ready for bed. There we go. Definitely looking forward to more of this. That's for damn sure. So, stay tuned. We're gonna be playing this a hell of a lot more. I love HP Lovecraftian shit, especially Cthulhu. Cthulhu's my shit. So,